and howls and flips and jumps and humor and everything wrapped into one. It really created a template that everybody just like basically scammed off of.
Yeah, and I'm sure you remember this era where 84 comes out. It's a pinnacle part of my life.
Yeah.
And then and it's just like the videos come out. Everything's just like they're the top of the world, and then it's over. And it's just like, remember the cover of The Party's Fucking Over, dude?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like,
yeah.
It was over. It was just like, wait a minute. These guys now are finally the top of the world, and it's over?
Yeah.
And now they got Sammy, and they're going to sing... What is he singing about? Oh my God!
Well,
it's just like, wait a minute, you know. I'm
yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then, at the time, I was pissed, but I mean, it didn't take long for me. Once I learned Summer Nights and a couple, guitar-wise, I was okay.
That stuff is
but
great.
The chemistry,
yeah.
The chemistry, dude. I mean, there was nothing like it.
Well, of course, but the thing is that, like Dave and I say this all the time. I mean, you listen to 1984, right? To 1986, 5150. Listen to Drop Dead Legs from 1984, then listen to Love Walks In 1986. The fact that that's considered the same band, with the exception of the singer, is astronomical. The leap is 180 degrees. It is tremendously large.
The loss is what could they have done?
Right.
Maybe for a few more albums.
Right.
That's it. I mean, it just felt a little premature. I felt that it could have gone a little longer. And then God bless them. Go do all kinds of other stuff. But
right.
I mean, but other bands have done it too. I mean, they kind of hit the peak, and then it's like it's not easy to. I mean, it's magic in a bottle.
Right.
So,
Well, the Police were like that. The Police got
exactly.
to Synchronicity, which, similar to 1984, was a gargantuan album, hit singles, and at the pinnacle of their height of popularity, they broke up. But, I mean, I guess that's sort of, looking back, of a bittersweet part of the charm of the band, because it's so unique in that way. Now, on this point, I have to ask you, how do you feel about A Different Kind of Truth?
It was so because I knew a lot of those riffs. I recognized the songs from the early demos. It's almost like too much time had passed.
Okay.
So it was kind of interesting that it was a mix between the old and new Van Halen, with the guitar tone being what it was, playing almost like early Van Halen style. I'd say the last thing that was surprisingly like, oh, wait a minute, was when they did the Best Of album, and then they put that new Dave song at the end.
Right.
What was that? Best?
Me Wise Magic, and Can't Get That Stuff No More.
I have to listen to Different Kind of Truth. We did do She's a Woman.
Right, She's the Woman. She's the Woman, yeah.
Which was a great fun bar song, and we played it for a while until people weren't interested anymore. So
yeah,
it's hard to compare, man. It's hard to compare. It's just hard to recreate that.
Absolutely.
So, but it was,
Now, in terms
all good.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of Eddie's guitar playing, do you feel like it took a major back seat in the first two albums with Sam? It seemed like he wasn't as guitar focused with 5150 and OU812.
Well, all I can say is the band's music changed, but in a way, he was still just as limber, and it seemed to still flow out of him just like it was doing earlier. He was playing songs that were more poppy, but he was putting in that classic Eddie playing. Yeah, it had to be tempered down, because you couldn't do, Girl Gone Bad or, that anymore, because it wasn't the same, like, over-the-top guitar, But you know what? When it comes to the way, like, he would play a lot of the two-handed, he went to way more to the two-handed than the whammy bar, whereas earlier he was really digging in and playing a lot of intricate, like, picking stuff that was very difficult for years. And as you know, for 84, he was really into like Alan Olsworth and a couple different things, and he really started getting like out of the box, and it was really getting like, whoa, crazy cool. And that just kind of stopped, I would say it definitely kind of phoned in a little more than he used to. But I'm sure you heard the interview that Dave did with Joe Rogan, maybe a year or two ago.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Talking about, remember he was saying how Eddie's, like, guitar players in the old days would have to compose their solos and come into the studio and catch it all in one take, and then by the time 84 rolled around, they were slicing up solos, and it was like afterwards Eddie would listen to it and go, how the fuck am I going to play this live? It's not like he never, he usually just played his own thing live anyway, but it kind of suffered from that studio changing ways of recording that they were allowed, that they could do. But, but Dave was very kind of, interestingly, instinctually, talking about that as an historical thing and how music changed in the studio because, he was there for a lot of these major events that happened in the studio, with Van Halen albums. So I thought that was really neat, when he talked about that. Yeah, he certainly wound up he got the paycheck. And God bless him. They were kind of getting screwed financially for years. So he finally got it.
Unbelievable.
Got his nut,
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
One thing I have to give Sammy credit for, don't get me wrong. Sammy is a very smart guy, very good businessman, good head on his shoulders, very focused, amazing singer, just ridiculous singer. But he came in and really cleaned up the band's finances. My God, him and Ed Leffler, which was his manager, which he brought into Van Halen. Very interesting situation. How Van Halen, by 1984, after all those years of success, weren't flowing financially is beyond me. It's unbelievable.
Right, just ask Sam, and he'll tell you how he saved the band.
Well, he did save the band financially, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, what he did was he walked in and said, okay, so this genius guitar player has been a millionaire since he was, 20, whatever. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. I've been doing this for a long time, and, he needs to realize he's doing this for others, and he needs to change his ways and all that, and I just can't imagine what that's like, a kid, in a Pasadena band, getting those, that kind of money at that age, and, it's what dreams are all about, but
Totally.
It all comes with the cost, from ODs to, everything else.
Absolutely. And now, in terms of on stage, what era of Eddie do you dress like?
Well, primarily, it's almost like, I got lucky because I met this lady, Rebecca, who does she does Kiss's clothes.
Oh, really?
She actually does the band Kiss, and she does other guys Kiss. She does Mick Mars and other people. And so when she found out, I just had some cheesy outfits, she cut a couple of overalls for me that were awesome.
Wow.
And,
nice.
So, I just have those, and but I have to I'm a little self-conscious because, I've got to make sure that I'm in the right shape for those, because it's, certain times of the year I'll wear something else. But primarily, she did make me a 84 dice shirt. What do you call it? The leather, swatch pants.
Right.
Oh, wow.
patches.
You have a pair of those? That's amazing.
The patches.
Yeah. I got 3 pairs. I've got straight red and white stripe, kind of the I guess that's Cyber Down. And then I've got the 83 festival outfit. So that's kind of the main.
Wow. Yeah.
It's so weird that Eddie only wore that once. And it's so iconic.
But it's iconic, right.
I actually had a friend who knew the guy in the band Lit, and they were doing a photo shoot for Guitar Magazine, and they called me because Eddie was going to come in, and they wanted to borrow my outfits and kind of lay him in the background, to take a picture of Eddie, kind of now with these old outfits,
wow.
because they knew that Rebecca's outfits were pretty amazing. And he just kind of said, I don't want to, I just want to concentrate on what I'm doing now, not the past.
Right. Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. And in terms of, what would you say are the 3 best, tightest Van Halen songs that you guys do, if you were to put 3 up?
Ooh. Well, let's see. I'm the One is the one that we we do that because it's something that not all the bands do.
Right.
And then when they don't, and sometimes our drummer really kicked that into even more of a higher gear. So that's kind of our big middle of the set, kind of what did they just play?
Wow.
In terms of people that don't know Van Halen as well as we do, they're like, wow, that was very fast and impressive and sounded boogie-woogie, Boy, that's a tough one because I could go down the list. We usually open with Romeo at the Light, which is kind of it's a great opener.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And then what we've been doing a lot is we do Full Bug, and it's such a fun song.
Oh, I love that song.
Wow, how well does that go over with the crowd?
Good question.
It goes over great. Because no one fucking knows it, but they love it because it just sounds so hey, what's this? Hey, like that kind of swing and snap your finger thing.
Yeah.
Van Halen is one of the, okay, you got that song, you've got Bottoms Up, you've got Hot for Teacher, you've got a couple of those, they're fucking boogie-woogie swing songs.
Yep, they're like, they're like ZZ Top songs.
Totally, dude. Yeah. And just so you know, I'm from Texas, so, I think
then you know Boogie.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I think. basically they're electrified blues on steroids. But I grew up playing Stevie Ray and all that stuff.
Wow.
And then when I auditioned for these guys, I think they kind of knew just by my bending and all that stuff that it's like, oh, this will translate to Van Halen, even though the guy's not playing it exact right now. And I'm still not exact, but that's a big part of it. I mean, if you ever see the pictures with Eddie and Billy Gibbons together, I mean, Eddie looks like he's a kid, next to him all the time. He loves that guy,
Of course.
Right,
that guy was great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, right.
Absolutely.
So are you guys doing a harmonica solo when you do the full bug?
Yeah. It's the Dave version. It's not the album. But I was able to find the right key. I went to the store and found that because we tuned down a half step. So Brian's got the right one where he can hit enough notes in it and it's in key, but it's not like he's bending any blues notes on there, but I got the right one for him.
Nice.
That's
So,
great.
Lance, I have to ask, is the rest of the band ever nervous that you are going to be poached by David Lee Roth?
Ah,
Yeah, I mean, well, the only thing that happened in this last event was the drummer it's his band, he started the band, and he just said, look, you got to let me know if he calls you because this has already happened to me. I think it happened to him twice.
yeah,
I mean,
twice.
Yes.
And he just said, you got to let me know because I've got a plan. I'm like, of course. I mean, nobody's called me, but yeah, I mean, he wants to make sure that they're covered and all that stuff. So
That's true. Well, that's for sure. And listen, Lance, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. We appreciate all that you do, waving the Van Halen flag over on the West Coast with the Atomic Punks, a fantastic tribute band.
So if anybody out there, in terms of not necessarily learning it, exact, it's just more like lessons, learning it, showing people like, maybe what they're missing out timing-wise or technique-wise to play the stuff. I can do Skype lessons. I do 30-minute Zoom lessons.
Right.
So they can email me at lancetLessons@gmail.com.
Excellent. You got it, man.
Whoa! How about that for rock video music fans? Live all day, all night. You know what you need. Only right here on Dave TV.
Check us out on Facebook at Dave and Dave Unchained, a Van Halen podcast, on Twitter at DD Unchained, on Instagram at DD Unchained Podcast, and you can email us at ddunchainedpodcast@gmail.com.
Hey,
how are ya?
Hey, sorry, I don't know. I didn't hear it ring the first time. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know. You and your old man hearing, your old man everything.
Oh, man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
That's right. It's Farm Aid Times. That's a perfect song.
The best I ever saw of that song is when Jimmy Fallon did it, sitting next to Neil Young.
I can't believe that Neil Young allowed that.
I know, I hear you.
I have to be honest. I can't believe that he allowed that. Amazing. And the one he did with Bruce Springsteen was incredible, too, because he dressed up Bruce like old Bruce.
Oh, yeah. I guess these people have a good sense of humor.
Oh, well, Bruce, I'm sure does. But Neil, I thought, was a little crankier,
Yeah.
All right, so are you ready? Are you going to be, are you positioned properly? You can hear me?
I'm actually doing that now as we speak.
All right, we all know that you need time to get settled or else you're walking around the apartment. And
I need to get comfortable. I need to get in the zone.
Right, take your pants off. Yeah, you know how it is.
For the podcast?
No, well, I don't know what you do over there. This is why we are not on YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons we're not on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, a lot. Yeah, we would. That would be the end of it. That would be the end.
Right. All right. Hold.
Here we go. He's got to get his boxers off, lube out.
You're horrible.
I am, of course I am.
All right. Just stating the obvious.
Of course. You take all your pills?
They don't help.
They don't help.
They don't help. Mother's little helper's not helping.
Oh, my God. You got to get a stronger bottle.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. You sound great.
All right.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.